Listen up, cluckheads.
You're listening to Whiskey and Whine
With Rooster and
The Madman, where we talk about common sense, current events,
the Constitution and
morals, while comparing drinks of yesteryear to drinks of today.
So sit back, relax, leave us a comment.
Here comes Whiskey and Whine.
Welcome back, cluckheads. You're listening to Whiskey and Wine with Rooster and the Madman. You know who we are. You know what we do.
A little bit of current events,
Constitution.
common sense, and morals. They're
somewhere.
They're somewhere.
We'll get to them. I mean,
I don't know if we'll get to them this week.
some of the people we're talking about, I don't think have any morals, but
It is
we
what it is.
we at least have some.
So we always compare top and bottom end. Well, the Mad Hen has decided that we were going to go back and try a different type of blended Scotch.
Well, that's good because the pain from the last one is
Finally worn off.
It wore off yesterday, so
Yeah.
it's
So I'm very thrilled to be opening this bottle of Highland Mist blended Scotch whiskey, and it makes sure to say right here on the label it says 100% Scotch whiskeys, plural. So we know that it's blended. Out of how many, I have no idea. But I know that she paid $9 for 750 milliliters.
that's a good deal. You didn't even have to have a Groupon for that.
No. And if you look at the color of this, even through the bottle before we pour it, it literally looks like Natty Light.
It does. It's definitely got a beer kind of amber to it. It's Lowland and Highland whiskey, so I can't think of a better way to celebrate episode 18
Than Lowland Highland.
Lowland and Highland whiskey. I mean,
All right, so here we go. Let's. I wonder if
it's got that plastic cap. So
It's got the plastic
and
cap.
everybody just remember this is not a SeaWorld friendly bottle.
This is
so
not.
You cannot take it as glass.
This is a glass bottle. It's not. It's not an impressive glass bottle by any means, and it's got the little plastic cap on the top. Now the kicker is it going to have the spill-proof lid
No,
on the inside?
I'm going no. I'm
Gonna
going to
go
agree
no?
with the Mad Hen here. I'm going to say no. It's not in there on our prediction.
It is not.
Yeah, look at that.
All right, time for Sir Sniffs a Lot, Sleepy Joe sniff
sniff
test.
test.
The Biden sniff test. Yeah. That is awful. That did not take me long to assess that at all.
All right, let me check this out.
What?
Now, full disclosure, I've had this particular whiskey before, so I'm a little biased.
You like
Yeah, and
it?
it smells just like how I remember it. You know what? This smells like a fine whiskey that has been aged for maybe upwards of 3 years.
3 years?
No more.
I like how one, it says that it's imported. It doesn't say where from besides Chicago. And I like how they make it sound like it's impressive. It's for 36 months.
Well,
That's only 3 years, buddy.
yeah, it is what it is. I've had this before. I mean, but it's been years, so maybe it'll be a little more pleasant than I remember. You don't have to keep giving me more than
I'm
that
just trying
right
to
there.
get it even.
Well, you're fine with the way it is.
I'm
man.
trying to
It's
get it even.
trying to kill us here.
I am an
so.
equal opportunity liver
I'm
destroyer.
going to take the one here in the middle here. So
All right, so here we go. Here's these. Now, let's compare the... Nope, it still looks bad.
yeah, it's
We have our glasses here
yeah.
that you can find on getthechicken.com.
The color is reminiscent of the last time you had to go to the doctor.
You mean that time that you couldn't drink water after midnight? That one?
Yeah, it's not good.
It is not good. I can already...
No, but you know what? It could be great though. Let's think positive.
It might be a sleeper.
This whole last week has been such a turd sandwich. So let's
we may
let's
need,
think positive.
we do need to think positive.
Yeah.
I mean, we thought that Boone's was going to be bad.
Yeah, Boone's was great.
Boone's was great.
But anyways,
all right. So now, what you got over there?
so I've got also thanks to Mad Hen on this one, but she stepped it up a little bit on this one. So Dewar's blended Scotch whiskey white label. Now here's already in its favor is it says it's a true Scotch. Right on the bottle it says true Scotch. It also
this one says 100% Scotch.
Yeah. So this one is distilled and blended in Scotland. Yeah.
Well,
Imagine some guy wearing a kilt out there is, making this bad boy. It's also glass, but you have to remember this thing was
I don't know where you've been, but you won
$23. Excuse me, $23, and it's only 375 milliliters. So, so
double the
cost
price
per is it's about double on that one. But the label's pretty cool. The bottle's pretty nice. Again, not
it's got a wrapper
friendly.
on it. I didn't even see that earlier.
Yeah, it's got a wrapper. It's got a metal lid on it. And no plastic,
also
in
not
Scotland,
SeaWorld friendly.
No, not SeaWorld friendly. Even though the bottle's small enough to put in your back pocket if you got really cool, back pockets.
Cargo pants.
Yeah, cargo pants, kind of things like that. So.
Wear my cargo pants and my
but I mean, this thing was established. They said they were established in 1846. And you know what? I believe them.
Based off that price, I think we have to believe them.
I believe them. All right, so let's give this bad boy an open here. Oh, it says it's double aged, so if that one was 3 years, this has to be at least 6. All right.
We can do math.
The Biden sniff test. Wow, you know what? It smells like Scotch.
That actually smells really
Scotch
good.
I like Scotch.
Scotch. It goes down in my belly.
So, let's get this poured here.
I'm not going to lie, that other one smells like pure gasoline. Smells like Bigfoot's. Cluck.
Rehashing old jokes here.
Yeah. Those are a few episodes ago. And I would like to point
remember,
out,
this only has to beat the benchmark of McCormick's on either one of these, which is still the only drink that we've ever put back in the bottle. So, all right.
So Highland, all you got to do is beat McCormick's.
Yeah. And remember, so this is Highland's got to beat McCormick's, but I mean the color is even nice. This is like a nice whiskey color.
It is a nice whiskey color. It doesn't look like Natty Light by any means.
No, not at all.
Okay.
All right. So
let's get into this first topic. Let me get the timer over here. You know what? I'm actually going to give us a little bit of extra time on this one. How about that?
Yeah,
this has been a. You know what? This one is deserving of Highland Mist. Highland Mist.
So
here we go. Let's clink here. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's a good sound right there. You're on the wrong one there, man.
You're on the wrong one.
You pick up the garbage one first.
Pick up the garbage one. So she got it confused this week.
Yeah, because these all of these decisions that were made about this next topic were pure garbage too. So.
Oh, that tastes awful. That is
smooth.
That's as smooth as drinking gasoline.
It's like cinnamon flavored paint thinner.
Who literally thought this was a good idea? I mean, who? It's not any better on the second one. It's not any better on the second.
It's not. It's all not. Right. And the hole in the back of my throat's not getting better on the second drink either. So
that hole in the McCormick left is just starting to reopen.
Yeah. So all right.
So I'm giving us some extra time here because one of the most frequently mentioned comments in the messages to us was over Afghanistan. So you know what, Rooster? Take off.
Yeah, so we've talked about the Afghan pullout multiple times. So
Pullout part 3.
Pullout part 3. Throwing of the towel.
Could be like Rocky, like, hey, we're throwing in the towel in the ring.
Could be like a visit down to Harry Hines on Saturday night. You never know.
The customary old, here's the towel. Go ahead and clean that off.
They do different things, right? So yeah, this one's kind of troubling. So I know we kind of have a satire. We do everything, and so hopefully I'll try to keep this live as we can because it's a complete train wreck. So we all knew that the embassy in the country was going to fall, but it fell in 6 days. We called it on this show last week. That it was going to happen. They said it wasn't going to happen. We said it was going to be
just like the fall of Saigon.
It's going to be just like Saigon, even though they promised us it wouldn't be, and it was. And this one was worse because this one had kids falling off of planes at 1,000 feet.
And they also found one that had actually made it into the wheel well.
I mean, people died literally trying to get on these last planes getting out of the airport, and it was tragic. The videos are there. It's worse than the fall of Saigon, if you ask me. So then we have reports of the Taliban are just shooting into crowds because there's protesters out there walking around with the Afghanistan national flag. Well, obviously they don't want that flag now. They want this Islamic State, and they've got their own flag that they want to start
Islamic
seeing out there
Arab
with the
Emirates of Afghanistan or something like that.
And so they just open fire into the crowd. It's very kind of reminiscent of Tiananmen Square, kind of a deal.
Very much so.
There's roughly estimated 40,000 U.S. troops, or excuse me, not troops, citizens stranded in Afghanistan on the other side of that airport that can't get to that airport. So the president comes out, he was on vacation this whole dang time.
Oh, yeah. I mean this is the perfect time to
the vacation started when this whole offensive happened.
Whenever my house catches on fire, the first thing I think of is, instead of calling the fire department, man, you know what sounds good? Going to Cabo.
Yeah, or a trip to Graceland.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
But thank you very much.
But yeah, so he comes back and he interrupts his, we should be all thankful the way this interview went because, press conference went. So he breaks his vacation. He comes back. He does a roughly 8 to 9 minute press conference. If it was that long, I think it was. But
the one where he answered all the questions afterwards?
Yeah, no questions were allowed. He simply walked away.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, this whole thing was a gist of it's Trump's fault, it's Bush's fault before, and even threw shade against Obama on that without naming him by name, but named the year that he was against a surge given by a particular president. 2009.
Yeah.
And funny thing is,
I do want to.
He was vice president.
He was. I do want to say something. It wouldn't have mattered who was president whenever this happened. That bad things were going to happen. Well, it would it's the mental state of that entire region.
It is, but any president who used the same bad planning that Biden used, yes, that would have happened. He's the guy who signs off on the plan.
Yeah,
and this happened. He could have done it differently. He chose not to do it differently.
If this would have been Trump, we would be bashing Trump. If this would have been Obama, we'd be bashing Obama.
This transcends the presidency. This is 20 years of blood,
sweat and
the
tears.
Ultimate sacrifice of soldiers. And it's just a slap in the face to the military. It really is.
There's no easy way to put it.
There's no way around this. It was totally disrespectful. And I understand, he was saying in his interview that, we shouldn't be nation builders. And there are people who were on that one. But, back in 2003, he gave an actual quote about we need to be, I've got it here somewhere, but he talked specifically about we need to not abandon them and we need to build that nation or it's going to be a hotbed of terrorism and dissidents and things like that. Like I said, I can get the quote if we need it. I've got it around here somewhere. But he did say
that was before he was president.
Well, he said in 2003. Yeah. So it's just ridiculous how back and forth. He says, we're not going to have a fall Saigon. We have a fall Saigon. He says, the Taliban's not going to be able to recoup and take over. They did it in 6 flipping days.
Using half of our equipment.
Now they have all of our equipment. They got howitzers. They got armored vehicles, M4 carbines, the old M16s. And then don't forget, he laid blame on the Afghan government themselves for, kind of failing on that one.
The way that I would kind of put this into an analogy is that if we said that we were going to let all the prisoners out of Huntsville Penitentiary, now, that means that we were going to need to get the staff and get all the armed personnel out that were the guards, right? Oh. That was a wonderful face.
Yeah, that's not good, man.
Common sense would tell me we'd get the personnel out first.
Yep. Then
we would get the guards out. And then we would open the doors and let the prisoners have their own little community there inside Huntsville Prison.
Yeah.
Common sense would tell me that you wouldn't take all the guards out and leave the personnel there and then open the doors for the prisoners.
Yeah, but that's kind of what we did.
That's exactly what we did.
We just kind of said, hey, let's take the guards out and let everything else kind of the way it is. Even the
people
who are visiting and stuff like that.
We literally just let the inmates run the asylum.
Yeah. And then what gets really weird is, so obviously we talked about he didn't take any questions when he did his when he did his press conference. So he does this one-on-one interview with George Stephanopoulos, not Stephen, George Stephanopoulos of Good Morning America on ABC. And they sit down and do the one-on-one.
Which apparently he was very, very
compliant. It's a buttercup interview. Don't get me wrong. Stephanopoulos is not the hardcore guy going to push the questions. But when he did this interview, he even left the interview saying on Good Morning America that Biden was defiant and refused to take any responsibility for these mistakes.
Well, that's the
or hit to his stomach, excuse me.
Oh, there's a timer.
Yeah, the whole thing. Watch the Stephanopoulos deal, and it'll just irritate you if you weren't already irritated at this guy.
All right, so Highland. Yeah.
I like it as much as I like the Biden administration right now.
I take that as it means that you really like it as much as like the Ryan Reynolds Aviator Gin.
No, I like the Ryan Reynolds Aviator Gin.
$20 is $20.
Yeah, it was made me feel special.
It did.
Yes.
Captain Deadpool
made me feel special.
So, all right. So
yeah, there's so many other things on Afghanistan that we need to cover. So we'll have to do another follow up.
We'll have to do a follow. So. We'll do part 4, the wipe off.
Oh gosh, I'm just so disgusted with this.
All right, so now let's look at this. Doers. Which, speaking of, that goes well with our next topic. So let's
drink first, or I think I need a drink after this last one.
I think that we need to drink.
I've been drinking the whole time when you were talking.
So here's to the good one. The Mad Hen is like, no, I've been wanting to try this one.
Yeah, she tried to sneak that one off on the other one.
And I would like to add that we're drinking this out of some acid etched glasses that you can find exclusively on giftedchicken.com. Your home for all your beard, bath, and body needs, plus combs, bracelets,
and occasionally
necklace,
some
home decor.
Whiskey glasses. So
I'm going to take a sip of this.
These have the Marine Corps logo on them, by the way. So Semper Fi.
Semper Fi, Marine. So I am going to take a sip of this.
Yeah. Oh, I already did. I got ahead of ourselves again. So
that is really smooth.
It is good.
Good job. That is
sweeter than I thought, but I mean, it's good. I mean,
it has, but see, to me, it seems like it has like a little bit of a sweet on the front end, but it doesn't have the sweet on the back end, like where it tastes all slimy. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I do. Yeah, I'm on my third drink of it so far.
So next topic. Speaking of doers, Kamala Harris.
Somebody who's not a doer.
Timer started, big boy.
Vice President Harris. So I've mentioned this many times. We've done several follow-ups. And I've said before, I'm not going to let up on her until she gets her act together, and she absolutely is not getting her act together. So far, she's been about 6 days absent from any video of legit stuff that we can produce her.
But
talking
we did
kind of stuff,
did see still photos of her at the White House.
Yeah, no. Anyways, so just backing up. Remember, she's our border czar. Other than just vice president, that was the first thing she's tapped for. And guess what? The border's worse than it's ever been. It's not gotten better. It's only gotten worse. We're releasing COVID people into a country already suffering with the Delta variant and all kinds of shenanigans.
What about the Ligma variant?
So, I mean, it's just, God, she just sucks. Anyways, so we've got that. But, it's funny. The reason I bring her up is because one of the last things she said before she went kind of absentee on this one is she had stated that she is the last person in the room, specifically the last person in the room with Biden during the Afghan pullout strategy and planning meeting.
There was something.
Where's she at?
There was something that was pulled out.
So you were involved.
Might have been that towel.
Yeah.
Well, the thing.
She's on cleanup duty. I don't know.
So even the UN, some of the BBC sites, they specifically asked her what her position was on young females in Afghanistan under the Taliban as far as education, liberties, and in the workplace. Now, she has yet to say anything about this.
Well, I can tell you what she's going to do is she's going to come out and give one of those little maniacal laughs that she'd always like. Just answer the dang question.
Yeah. And to give like a reference over how the females are treated in the workplace and in the government and in that regime. And I know that I'm going to butcher the last name, but I believe the first name is Salima. And she was a governor in Afghanistan. And she was on record whenever they were coming back in and doing their surge saying that she would no longer, that if they took control, she would no longer be governor of this province and that she would be dead. And now, lo and behold, Taliban's in control of everything.
She's been detained.
And according to some of the news sources, she's been detained for 3 days.
Sadly, that woman's future is bleak. There are going to be a lot of horrible things that are going to happen to her, and they are going to be truly horrible. And then, they will eventually just probably execute her after they're done teaching her the lessons they feel they need to teach her in such an open and free society.
But we've been asked, like, specifically to our the first female vice president, what's her stance on how this should happen? And now to backtrack with what Saki said, or Saki, how you pronounce her name, it's up to the Taliban to decide who they're going to be on the international community.
They're going to be horrible, just like they were before. Now, a lot of people give me grief on this one, because I know we talked about Afghanistan already, but a lot of people will probably give me grief on the Harris thing because they make it feel like I'm picking on her. Let me tell you why I'm on her to do her job. It has nothing to do with being vice president or being the first woman of color as vice president or being a female vice president. It has everything to do with nobody believes Biden is going to finish this first term. I know I don't. I don't think he's going to make it through it. She's going to be the commander-in-chief before this term is over.
She is going to be the leader of the free world.
She has to step up, or we're going to go from bad to way worse. Her silence is not okay in this. Her not doing anything on the border, it's not okay in this. You're going to be the next president of the United States. Get it together. Learning curve? Don't get one.
Get it clucking together. Timer just went off. Hey, you know what? We've covered 2 serious topics.
Yeah, I know. I've probably sounded a little cranky on that one. I'm not my usual fun-filled.
You're not your
bright
beaky self.
So it's. I feel like I've been stuck in the dungeon with Steel Reserve, and it's been prickly on the inside for a week.
That's one way to say it.
Yeah, it's.
But you know what? What did you think about the Dewars?
The Dewars it's great. It's far better.
It's good.
Far better than.
I will say I don't think the Highland Mist is as bad as McCormick's.
No, it's not as bad as McCormick's.
But
it's still not as good as Dewar's. So
now, I don't personally think that the Dewar's is as good as the Glenlivet.
No, it was not.
But we'll leave that for the tournament.
We'll
leave that for the tournament of fermentation.
Yeah, I mean, it's. But hey, I want to be positive because I know I've been sounding negative because I've been kind of down. The Highlands Mist, is that what it's? Yeah, Highlands Mist.
Highland Mist, yeah.
It is the second best of the worst scotches that we've had.
That is true. I would be willing to say that it's probably the second best, maybe the third, of being also a paint thinner.
Yeah, it definitely could. We could try it on some paint and have to find out, so it'll have to be one of our experiments.
Oh, yeah.
But we had, with some of these really low ends, we had to stop using paper and plastic cups because it was burning them up.
We can do the whiskey and wine after hours for the science experiments.
We've gone classy to glass.
We have.
So.
All right.
But, so now we got another topic coming up.
Let's switch back over to this island.
Oh, crap. We got to do that switchback.
Yeah, we got to do the switchback. Switchback.
Yay, switchback.
Yay, switchback. You know what? In light of this next topic, I'm just going to say that this Highlands is trans Dewar's.
Ooh, it is trans Dewar's. I think it identifies itself as a
decent Scotch. And your timer started.
Okay, so we're going to bring this up because it is a satire show, even though we talk about current events, politics, and morals and all that stuff. So this one's a good one. Yeah, morals is stretching on this next one too, but I like it. So
that's what the Mad Hen's here for.
And I apologize if I pronounce her last name wrong. It's Rachel Dolezal. Excuse me. I choked on my own whiskey there. So Rachel Dolezal, she is pretty much, for those who don't remember, she is the bright spot of this kind of turd of a week that we've had with the news. And the reason that is because she's been, we'll get to why in a second, but a little backup history because I'm getting a little ahead of myself. So she was the sweetheart. For those who don't remember, she won our hearts over because she was a white woman living as a black woman back before being able to identify as anything you wanted was cool and accepted. She's a trendsetter and a groundbreaker.
She said she was transracial.
Yeah. So
let me see if I get this straight with good old Rachel here. So She was a teacher.
Yeah.
She was a council person.
The city councilman, yeah.
And she was president of the Spokane, Washington NAACP.
Yeah, I thought originally that it was the vice president, but in reading it said it was the president.
So then after all this comes out, she says that, well, she identifies as being transracial, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So then she got fired from being a teacher, okay? And she lost her city council job.
Yep.
And then in like 2017, she basically was facing homelessness.
Yeah, but you got to back it up a little bit. So between that time frame in 2015 and 2017, so you got the 2016 in there, and it was right after the scandal broke that she was offered like $50,000 to do porn.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they wanted her to do some porn. I guess some. I don't know what kind of porn they wanted her to do, but they wanted her to do porn. She passed on it, said no, it's not my thing. And that's how she ended up in the homelessness in 2017.
Okay, so that was then.
Yeah.
So okay, so I stand corrected. So there was apparently I'm going to pass up $50K for doing porn.
Correct.
Then facing homelessness in 2017.
Now you're back on track.
All right, and then in 2018, wasn't she brought up for welfare fraud?
Yeah, so she was put up on charges on welfare fraud.
How did that even happen?
I'm just going to go out there and go out there on that far edge of the limb and say maybe when she was filling out her applications for it, she just checked all the ethnic boxes.
So, like,
I just feel like this one today, and I feel like this one today.
What's your ethnicity? Well, I'm transracial, so Asian American.
Yeah, I mean, who knows what she picked on that one, but it got her busted. So. But what's she supposed to do now?
You know what I bet she's going to do?
There's only one thing I think she can do.
OnlyFans. Oh, my God.
Yep, that's right, folks. She's got an OnlyFans page, so get your money ready.
Which personally, and this is my personal preference, I don't think the woman's attractive.
Well, it's cool though, man, because it's what they call a tasteful OnlyFans page.
Okay, so back up. So what qualifies as a tasteful? Is it like a scratch and sniff competition here?
So she's gonna do because when she turned on to the porn thing, she started braiding hair for a little bit of money. So she's gonna have like hair tips.
Was it ethnic hair?
Yeah, I'm assuming so. She's gonna do some like workout tips or some
feet pics,
foot fetish pictures. No, it's tasteful.
Tasteful foot fetish pictures. Okay, first off, I'm that guy. I don't think there's anything remotely sexual about feet.
No, I don't know. I mean, some people are into some weird stuff, man. Yeah. So
I mean, if you're into it, whatever.
All I'm going to say,
whatever gets your jollies off.
Rachel, you do you, boo. That's all I'm going to say.
It's oh my gosh. So timer stop.
Yeah, that's it. So we tried to have a little lighthearted and have a little fun with that.
I'm gonna switch back over
this
this.
woman just really went back at the news. So.
I'm switching back over this. Dewar
yeah, I was way ahead. I already switched back over to the Dewars. I was doing it. The Dewars.
I'll say this: the Highland Mist definitely leaves me a little prickly on the inside.
Yeah, it's not. It's not awesome.
It's not good.
It's not awesome.
No, it's not. It's not McCormick.
No. So I mean, obviously, Dewars wins, hands down. So that's a pretty simple one. So,
and I would like to give a shout out. I mean, Mad Hen, she
did a good job.
She did a good job. I mean, this was a dang good job, and essentially this was an apples to apples comparison.
Yeah, it was. They're both blended scotches. So.
She did fantastic. And
thank you, Mad Hen.
Thank you, Mad Hen. The obviously we know which one won. Yeah. So thank y'all for tuning in.
Dewars wins, Afghanistan loses.
Dewars wins, Afghanistan loses, and
we don't know where Harris is.
We still. Oh, you know what they should do?
We'd be like the Carmen San Diego game. We do. Where's Kamala Harris?
And instead of passing out like Kamala's books at the border, they could do like a Where's Waldo, but make it Where's Kamala.
Dude, that rocks.
That'd be awesome. You know
where's
what?
Kamala?
Okay, I got dibs on that.
Yeah, no.
I'm going to start working on the copyright.
So any of you people out there copy that stuff, we're going to sue you.
We're going to sue you. And then
gotta find a lawyer first, but we're gonna sue you.
Then we might take some of the artwork from the book and auction it off for $500,000.
Oh,
All right,
yeah.
you've been listening to Whiskey and Wine, episode 18. Thank you for tuning in, and remember, in a world full of chickens,
Be a rooster.
You're listening
to Whiskey and Wine.
Thanks for tuning in to Whiskey and Wine with the Rooster and the Madman. You can catch brand new episodes every Saturday at 4 p.m. on Deep Dallas Radio on Locked and Loaded with DJ Shane Guns.
Special thanks to our sponsor, GiftedChicken.com, home to all your beard, bath, and body care needs. Veteran owner operator right here in North Texas. Remember to pick up a bottle of Overlord's Dungeon Oil. It's 100% all natural coconut oil.
Leaves you prickly on the insides.